Okay, let's talk a little bit about accumulators and receivers. I have one of each sitting here on the bench in front of me, and from the side you're looking at, they both pretty much look the same. It's kind of hard to tell which one is which. There are some clues that kind of tell us what they are, and then I'll turn them around and show you what's going on inside. We can see here they have much bigger pipes coming out of the top. That's going to be the suction line that's going to make this an accumulator. The receiver has smaller tubing coming out of it. That's because it receives liquid, so they're going to be smaller. That's the liquid line. That makes that the receiver. Let me turn them around and we'll take a look on the inside, something that you don't get to see very often, but it kind of explains why they do what they do. So the receiver first. So on the receiver we can see we've got this dip tube that goes all the way down to the bottom. That dip tube is the leaving line. So we bring liquid into a receiver, we drop it down in the receiver, it actually stores some of that liquid for us, and then the line that leaves the receiver is 100% liquid because of this dip tube. If we didn't have the dip tube, it wouldn't work unless it filled up. So the receiver plays an important role in making sure that we feed our metering device with 100% liquid. It also gives us a little extra storage capacity in pump down systems and certainly a lot in refrigeration. But in air conditioning, not used very often, but used in very long line set pump down applications for sure. Now the accumulator, just turn it around, take a look at it. If you notice inside the accumulator, we have a tube that makes a long turn inside. It actually goes up towards the top. It doesn't go to the top. When we dump suction gas in the accumulator, if it's got any liquid in it, what we want it to do is we want the liquid to sit in the bottom and we want it to vaporize. We want to make sure that we're leaving the accumulator with vapor only, no liquid. So the purpose of this accumulator is to protect our compressor from liquid. So it does its job very well. At the very bottom of this curved tube you see in here, we have an oil pickup screen. If we didn't have that oil pickup screen, this accumulator would eventually receive the oil from the compressor and not send it back. So because we have that oil pickup screen, it'll siphon that oil back in, send it back to the compressor, but hold the liquid refrigerant. That's all it does. No floats, no bells and whistles, that's it. They don't go bad. And let me show you where they are in the system because that's equally as important. If we look over here at our chart of our refrigeration cycle, we can see coming right here into the compressor, that's our accumulator. So it's going to protect the compressor by stopping any liquid from entering it by vaporizing it off. You can see that here. If we look on our liquid line, here's our condenser. After we leave our liquid line, before we get to our metering device, that's where we see our receiver. So the whole point of the receiver is to receive that and feed our metering device with liquid. So there we have receiver, accumulator, where they are in the cycle, and what they do.